talking about self-blame.
So, all right, ladies. In pregnancy, when somebody loses a baby, the first thing that you hear the most of is self-blame. Like, people say things like, it's my fault, stuff like that. So what do you feel like are reasons why women blame themselves?
Maybe it's something that if you're not given a reason, you really don't have any closure. So you have no choice but to blame yourself because you don't have a definite, concrete reason.
Yeah, I feel as though the first thing you think is, what could I have done? Did I do something wrong? Is there something that I did to contribute to the loss of my baby? So it's easy to have that self-blame when you're going through this carrying of a life, and then out of nowhere you lose a child. It's really, really difficult.
Right. So Lanita, you have experienced a loss a little further along, and so have you, Mary. But Lanita, I want to know, like, when you lost Emmanuel, what was like the first thing when it came to self-blame? What was your like rationale for the situation?
Well, there wasn't really a way for me to rationalize, because even at the hospital they said everything looked fine, everything was normal. Even right before I gave birth, they did an ultrasound and everything was fine. Like, he was alive, kicking and all that. So I guess when reality sunk in, like when I came home, that's when it hit me that maybe I did something wrong. It's because I ate something, or I didn't eat something, or maybe one day I forgot my vitamin or something like that. So that's when I started blaming myself, because when you're not given a reason or a diagnosis or anything, there's really no one else to blame. And I didn't have any warning signs. I didn't have any pain or anything.
Right.
So, I mean, who else was there to blame but myself?
Right. Now, and I know that because, of course, our friendship has allowed us to be in this circle of being able to talk through these things. I know it took you a little longer, but Mary, what was it for you that allowed you to kind of go through the grieving process? And like, what was it that you feel like, what you felt like during the self-blame, and like how you got through it?
Don't get me wrong, it was very difficult, very difficult. At the time, I did have my partner there, so he made it a lot easier because it was our first children, and it was hard, but we had each other. We definitely relied on each other a lot more to get through it, but there was a lot of self-blame. There was a lot of, what could I have done? Is there something specific that I did? But honestly, you just have to have a good support system. There's really no way around that. If you have negative people around you that are not really being sympathetic to what you're going through and what the loss that you've experienced, it can be quite difficult. So you really have to make sure that the people you're surrounding yourself around are really good, wholesome people that really genuinely have your best interests at heart. So honestly, you just can't beat yourself up about it. It's going to be difficult. You're going to just really have thoughts of, it's my fault. But if you don't think about that and you just think about what God is taking you through, you'll be fine.
Okay. Now, Lanita, I know that for you, it took a little longer. What would you say to somebody that it's been, let's say, 4 months since their loss, and they're still in that feeling? Like, what would you say to them to help them not necessarily get over it, but to get through it?
So, of course, it's something you'll never get over it. There's always going to be anniversaries, birthdays, memories in general. You'll always have the memories with you, even though, you know, the baby's no longer here. But my main thing, the thing I had to learn that you guys helped me learn, even though it took me a lot longer, there's no time frame for grief. There's no specific way to grieve. So how you grieve is clearly different from how I grieve. Because of course, our experiences and our losses were completely different. So my one, I guess, piece of advice would be, take your time. take care of yourself. Whatever you have to do for self-care.
Yeah.
One of my struggles following the loss was, I guess because it was my first child, I feel like I put so much time and energy into learning how to be a mom, especially first time mom,
Right.
that I kind of lost myself once the baby was gone. I lost myself.
Wow.
So I kind of had to remember to be Lanita. I mean, I'm mommy, but I'm not mommy anymore. So I had to be me. I had to, I guess, relearn how to be myself and relearn how to be a wife, not only a mother. So that would be my piece of advice.
Now those are awesome points, because definitely the one thing when it comes to miscarriage is that you lose a part of yourself, and that's one thing that people don't understand is that when it comes to something growing inside of you and you feel so attached to this thing, like even before it has a heartbeat, before you even know if it's a boy or girl, you're attached, you're ready. It's like, oh my gosh, you're anxious, you're nervous, you're excited, like all of these emotions and feelings, and then not even the hormones, like let's not even go there, but just beyond that of saying, okay, I'm preparing myself that in 8 to 9 months there's gonna be this baby here that's gonna depend on me, and then to have that taken away, like literally like that, it's heartbreaking. But definitely the points that you ladies said are like the biggest thing. And the one thing that I know for me that I had to learn was I had to forgive myself. Because when I had my loss, I was planning my husband's birthday party, and my biggest thing was I did too much. I partied too much. I danced too much. I didn't sit down enough. I didn't drink enough water. It was just everything. I came up with every single reason that wasn't a reason. But I came up with every possible answer to make it my fault. So the biggest thing I would say is forgive yourself. Forgive yourself. You have to. Because no matter what, at the end of the day, there is nothing anyone can do when it comes to stopping a miscarriage. Even going to the hospital. Like the care that you get, even though they may seem really nonchalant and like, oh, okay, well, you go have a seat, and you feel like no one's paying me attention, it's because there's nothing anyone can do. But the biggest thing is forgiving yourself. Now, I know we're very spiritual. We're very, very spiritual. And I would say, Mary, the one thing that you have given to us, I know both Lanita and I, is you definitely told us to not give the enemy the satisfaction. You've always told us.
That's my biggest thing. That's my biggest thing. Because honestly, the devil, the enemy wants you to be in this place where you feel like it's your lowest low. You're never going to get out of this place. You're never going to beat this circumstance. But honestly, if you just really take that out of your mind, because it's a mental thing. You have to think about it that way. It's a mental thing. If you take that out of it and you declare that you're going to get over that hill, you're going to get out of this place of misery and just this low, each day after that will get better. It may not seem like it'll happen right then and there. We know that for sure.
Most definitely.
It will not happen just like that. It takes time. But once you start feeling like, okay, I got this. It feels so good. It feels so good.
And the thing about that is, at least for me, sometimes you're at a hill, then you're at a valley, and it's every day is different.
Every day is different.
One day you might think that you are over it, not necessarily over it, but you might think you're gonna have a better day and brighter day, and then you hear a baby cry or see someone breastfeeding, and immediately you go back to that place of
absolutely,
I guess, sadness.
So definitely I would say always make sure, forgive yourself. No matter what, miscarriage is something that is so unfortunately common, and it happens, but there's nothing that you can do. So you have to forgive yourself. Make sure you take care of yourself. Please take care of yourself, because no matter what, everything that you gave to that baby, you have to give back to yourself. And the last thing that I cannot stress enough, heal in your own way.
Yes.
However long
Yes.
it takes you, heal in your own way.
Yes.
So ladies, thank you guys so much.
You guys.
We're so grateful to be able to do this, and we definitely want you guys to please share your comments below.
Thanks for watching our video.
Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.
Follow us on all our social media. The links are down below in the description box.